things that I love from our son was the fact we could be outdoors. And seeing Johannes here, Johannes and I were classmates for 1 year in college, and we talked about the fact that as a little boy, I remember coming here with my mother and father, and first meeting Maria Von Trapp and Baron Von Trapp, and being impressed with the area. Now, none of the buildings were here. It was later your daughter, my wife, talked about having children at the same time, and you realize that Vermont, everybody's interconnected somehow. And when we come up here, I remember coming up with our kids when they were young, going cross-country skiing, which we now do at our home in Middlesex. And I can't tell you how much it meant to me to be recognized this way. When I heard about the award, I don't think some of my colleagues in the Senate realized that by Jesus and Crow, we're different. We get out, people know each other, we talk with each other. I go to the stores, or my son and I come out of church or walking down the street, we see everybody we know. But I've also seen this enormous change in what you can do outdoors. We're talking about Bolton Valley earlier, grandson skiing there, with proud grandparents watching him, and thinking about Jake Burton revolutionizing the sport, or Corinne Prevost taking ideas she had on the ski slopes and turning into a skido. Serves everybody. I mean, look at the people we have around the state, the things we've done that everybody recognized around the country. Orvis and Darn Tough Socks, and where we are here. And thank you for mentioning Lake Champlain. Marcel and I met on the shores of Lake Champlain. I still call it a great lake, which for those who don't know, that was designated that way in the law for a few months to the chagrin of the 5 Great Lakes, although we're the next largest body of fresh water outside of them. But it was done to make sure that we got funding the same way they did. And I graciously let the designation go back once we locked the funding in permanently. I did have some people in the Appropriations Committee remind me that when I was state attorney, I probably prosecuted people for doing that. But I said this is for a good reason, so it's okay. And we talked about the Forest Legacy Program. When you read down through that Forest Legacy, the acres, the Green River Reservoir, Chittenden County uplands, everything else, I started thinking, maybe it was worthwhile doing all of these things. We were at the, which I can remind me, I'm going to mispronounce one more time, the Musalamu. Did I get it right?
Musalamu.
Okay, close.
Yes.
Well, we were there together, and we were dedicating that. But it's a wonderful place to go to walk, but more importantly, it also is protecting biodiversity. It's making sure that we know where things come from, whether it's the Conti Refuge in the Northeast Kingdom. The people I found to put together the federal fish hatchery in Bethel. And I remember the chair of the Appropriations Committee from Chicago. I went to see him. They said, Bethel? He was a devout Jew, and he liked this Catholic boy being there. He said, you mean you have a kosher fish hatchery? And I was about to explain to him, I said, wait a minute. he's ready to fund this. That's absolutely right. But and he always teased me about it, but we know we can do it. And when the Lieutenant Governor talked about climate change, I think we have to worry about that. We have to make sure that we wish we could stop climate change, but to the extent it's going to happen, let's make sure that we adapt with it. Let's make sure that we protect our outdoors. Everybody, so many people, Republicans and Democrats alike in the state, have fought to keep our environment. It's a gift. Your children, your grandchildren, all of you are going to appreciate that gift. Let's never give it up. So thank you very much. I have a much longer speech, as we say in the Senate. I'll put it in the record. But I just got to tell you, both Marcel and I, we spent so much time here over the years, and it just feels great to be here. Johannes, thank you for stamping my passport as I came through, so I could be here. But it's great, and thank you all very, very much.